Magic mystery, move with the celestial sea, real sky rising wild and free, flowing cosmic harmony.
I kind of liked on what's that called? The other one we used to do when it not Restream. What was the other one? I mean, StreamYard. It would automatically like put us back up after the song, and it would do its own thing. That was pretty cool. And end the stream for us too. That was cool.
I was singing the wrong song. I was singing the podcast one, but I love all the songs. Oh my God, do I love it?
This one, my daughter wants to hear it all the time. I'm like, I can't. It will get stuck right in my head, and it will never leave.
I always try to hit the high note. I don't get there.
Yeah. It's pretty high. It's like dog high.
It is, but I do try in my car.
Hey everyone, welcome. It is the first episode that we're doing of the new Mesopotamian year. So we got Sumerian, Babylonian. It is still the Persian New Year. It is also still technically, I mean, it's been a few days since this all occurred, but also the Vedic New Year. So a lot of people around the world celebrating New Year. Most of these, if not all of them that I just mentioned, actually start the new year on the day that the first crescent is visible, which I believe. I know, Nikki, you saw it too. What day was it?
I did. It was
the 21st. I think we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in. But I do want to take a look at this year coming up for the world. We did one back in January, and unfortunately we nailed it because it did not look good.
Stop. I know. Stop.
But I'm hoping that this one's going to be maybe a little bit better. I doubt it. I think it's going to be more of the same, but we'll take a look here and see what's going. So we're also a few days into the new moon, obviously the new lunar month. So we'll take a little bit of a look at that too. Let me try to bring this up. Hey everybody, I see the Chelsea, I see World of Bliss. Welcome in. Let me see here, you guys. Stand by. All right, pulling up the screen and share the screen. Is that us? Where do we go?
I see us.
Okay.
Yeah. I love that. You have options. That's
yeah. Oh, there's this one too. Which one's? Oh no. All right, this is the one that we want. Wait, what's this one? Is this one? This one's a little bit better, I think, because it makes that screen better, and we're smaller, which is, you'd
rather see what's going on in the sky.
Yeah,
anyway.
For sure. Okay, let's see here. Yes. The military industrial complex did attack Persia on their new year. Not a great start to their new year for sure. I hear echo. Is that on your end?
It was me. I still can't figure out how to use my new phone. That's
no worries.
It looks like an iPhone, so then I forget, and then I don't know what's going on ever.
Let's do
it's a miracle I'm still alive and
Let's see. 20. Do we want to look at the new moon or do we want to look at the crescent? First crescent. What do you guys think?
Ooh. Well, I mean, the new moon was pretty the new moon was pretty cool. I mean, those effects last a few days anyway. We can look at the crescent too.
Right. We'll look right around that period. We'll just take a brief look here.
Yeah. Holy smokes. Yeah. Today's the first quarter moon in Gemini.
I don't think it is yet, is it? Maybe it is.
Yeah. It's the 25th. So isn't it?
I saw, I don't know. I went out, we've actually had pretty clear skies the last few nights and it looked like we might still have a few days, but I don't ever know. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's going on.
I pulled up the right year. So.
Okay. We're pretty close anyway.
We're close enough. Yeah, we're close enough. So
Well, let's see here. If we go back right around the same period, the moon, again, would have not necessarily been visible. So the actual new moon was here in Pisces, but the first crescent was probably visible right breaking into Aries. Either way, we're getting most of the new lunar energy with most of Pisces. Now, depending on your what would we call that? Your tradition, your interpretation of what Pisces is doing. This could mean different things for a lot of different people. Obviously, the spring equinox for the next few hundred years, is going to be in Pisces. So a lot of this new year energy is going to be Pisces. That's what the age of Pisces is. We are not in the age of Aquarius. We are way outside of the age of Aries, fortunately. So,
way.
Yes. This is going to be, which we already know this, but still we can see this is an intense year if we're looking at this cycle between now and next spring. We have the new moon basically occurring right on top of Saturn and Neptune, that conjunction. We have around the same time, we have Mercury coming out of retrograde and catching up to Mars, which is, in my assessment, not the greatest thing. Namely because Mars is a lot of when we're looking at this on a global scale, Mars is a lot of emotion. It's like raw emotion. Some of it's good, some of it can be pleasure, some of it's pain, that runs the gamut. But Mars and Mercury coming together, what I have observed is Mercury's a lot of learning and listening and getting new information, and Mars is the emotional reaction to this. So when the two of these come together, it kind of makes everybody have a really short fuse. And this could be a disaster depending on the situation. Let me see here. Now, the exact, I think in April is when it gets, they all
they all conjoin and they all like have a party in Pisces,
right,
or closer to. Yeah, I think it's around.
Hold on.
Oh God, I didn't write that one down.
It's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right around the new. Yeah, right around.
On 420. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Yeah. So that's gonna be horrifying, likely. If we had to guess. We also right at the same time have Venus with the Pleiades, but let's go back because we're jumping the gun a little bit. Hold on. What day did we just say we were doing? Around 19?
Yeah, around there. Yeah.
So Venus and Pisces is probably saving us from global devastation. I would make the case that World War III is already well underway. That said, nuclear holocaust hopefully is being averted. Venus's position here in Pisces, so in Mesopotamia, Venus could be a goddess of war or love or a number of different things. But here in Pisces, she's much more loving, more maternal. She's much more, I hate to use the word fluid and ethereal, but she's definitely more on like the spiritual, emotional side. Now, depending on where your Venus is placed, this could suck because it would intensify all of that natural emotion that you already have. This is just it can just heighten all of these things. It is naturally very empathic, naturally very psychic. But that said, I do think Venus's placement here is probably going to keep things from going terribly, terribly awry this year over the next, 12 solar months, 13 lunar months, however you want to look at it.
You think so?
Well, I still think it's going to be rough, but I think that I think this is saving us from like just, end of days, judgment day, apocalypse, that scenario.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying I think
I just see it. Like I see her moving closer and closer to Aries. And then the news today, the U.S. is talking about moving ground troops into Iran. And I'm like,
well, yeah, that's going to happen.
Oh my God, this is all like falling into place.
And that brings us to this period in April, which my mom keeps saying. She keeps telling me, she's been saying it for a while. She's like, I feel like something's happening in April. This period, now we would all feel the effects of this, within weeks or we might already be in the early stages of this. You know what I mean? It's not really that far away. But hold on, let me see here. Go back. Hold on, you guys, stand by. Multitasking.
Yeah, I think it was last year Venus in Pisces. It was like a year and a half or something ago. It was like a little over a year ago. She was in Pisces, and that transition was actually really peaceful. I was like, wow, I've never felt so calm in all my life. And I'm a pretty big Venus person, even though I had a lot of shaky stuff going on. I was like, wow, I just don't feel like I could murder. I just don't feel angry. Wow, I'm accepting everything for the way it is. Holy shit.
Well, that's awesome. Well, good.
Yeah. So then it helped me like understand how Venus works a little bit better. And I was like, well, does this happen every single time? And yes, as Venus has been transitioning through Pisces, it's actually been quite okay. I'm like, oh, this is
it's been
bad.
I really do think that it's keeping things from just global destruction.
Yeah.
But that said, when we get out to the 420 time frame, not only do we have everything on top of Neptune, and we have Mars. Hold on, we got Mars, Neptune, Mercury, and Saturn over here, right in Pisces, which by itself isn't the worst place for them to be, but it does intensify everything else that's already going on. And we've talked at length about Neptune and Saturn and how that is definitely ripping things apart, ripping down the social order and everything that we've all been experiencing. But the issue comes in at the same time all of that's going on. We have Venus conjunct with the Pleiades. Now, I got an article, you guys, if you're interested, in the newest edition of Sidereal Rising Journal, which did come out this past Saturday or Sunday. It's all about the Pleiades in astrology, namely Mesopotamia. But this is a terrible, horrifying constellation to the Mesopotamians. Some bad stuff went down here. Now, sometimes the Pleiades are called valiant and heroic, but most of the time that's in relation to them slaughtering your enemies, okay? There's a lot of violence, and this isn't just in Mesopotamia. You'll see themes of death and violence and destruction all throughout the world when it comes to the Pleiades. But Venus, who is, again, a goddess of war, she can just by itself be a little bit more petulant and temperamental here in Taurus for a number of reasons. But here with the Pleiades, she's going to wear a beard, so to speak. Okay, she's gonna don her battle armor. They called her, so Inanna, the goddess embodied in Venus, they called her the Lady of Battle, the lady drenched in blood.
Soaked in blood. They had all sorts of fun medieval kind of names for her. It's older than medieval, but wow, they were coming up with this stuff. I would have, with a typical Western tropical education, nobody's ever heard that part about Venus before in what I think, because I mean, it's always been love and light. And she's just everything that's so great about love. And like, it's the Greek Aphrodite, right? Like, and I'm just thinking like, okay, where did all the dynasty, shows come from and all the drama?
Right.
Like everyone avoids that. And they're like, oh, let's give it to this asteroid. Let's give it to that asteroid because Venus is pure love and all of this other, and that's just not true. Like everything has a shadow side to it.
Oh yeah,
Venus
for sure.
is one of them. Yeah. I love that she's actually a real. Like when we talk about her in this way, we talk about this energy as if it actually mimics a real person. Like real people get mad. Real people have get petulant and petty and yeah, it's awesome.
We all have it in us.
Yeah. And sometimes you need it, like when you need to stand up for yourself and that kind of shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, Mars Mercury is pretty intense, though. I do. That's been super nervous system energy for a lot of people. I've noticed a lot of folks like me, I'm sensitive. I have this in my chart. I remember telling you, like, I just feel super paranoid all the time. Like I can feel these two coming together and I'm just like zzz, full of electricity. And I don't think, Saturn is and Neptune are pretty powerful, but they're not very grounded in their own energy right now either. Saturn's trying to fix things. Neptune's yanking it apart. It's kind of a mess right now.
Yeah.
So seeing Mars and Mercury there doesn't make me feel very excited or happy or
no, I don't think I don't know
about that. Even though Pisces is compassionate, we see a lot of love, we see a lot of like forgiveness, that type of stuff in Pisces. But there's also a lot of retribution. There's a lot of karma, accountability, that kind of shit, and that gets heavy. Heavy.
Yeah, there is what we would consider a social justice element with this swallow or fish of Pisces. Some of that, I say social justice, like making sure people are taken care of and the order is respected, There's definitely that element of it too.
Yeah, I mean, we've given like hospitals, religion, communities that, focus on humanitarian efforts to help people. That's all kind of been given to Pisces. The humanitarian stuff doesn't really end in Aquarius. It kind of moves over into Pisces a little bit. They don't start to get more independent until we reach those shores of Aries, I think. But yeah, a lot of different mercy systems really are kind of struggling right now. Money, all of that stuff. Ugh. There's a lot to get into. I'll let you keep going.
Hopefully the shift is, I think this reads to me like a turning point is coming in the end of April. Something that everything that's going on, like it can't go back. It's another level, which is trying to reestablish peace and justice and order. It's just messy in the process because there's so much corruption. The good news is after April, things start looking up quite a bit. We do have now, I don't know, some people use Algol. I don't know how you feel about that one. Some people might see the Mars conjunction up there, maybe that being negative. I do think this is still into June, and we kind of talked about this at the beginning of the year. Also, a very intense time period because we still have hold on over here.
Oh, Jupiter and Mars.
We got Jupiter, Mercury, Venus, all kind of in here between Cancer and Gemini. Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Right around the time that Mars is going. Mars in close to the Pleiades, that's not good either. Okay. He's the god of war and death, and those were his weapons. So if we're looking for more potential issues, I mean, that would be one of the ones that I would look for. But I do think that everything kind of, I don't know. I think it's not as bad as the end of April. I don't think, if I had to guess. But then again, we get Venus right on top of Regulus, right about, where is Mars at that point? Hold on, let me see. Mars still pretty close to the Pleiades, closer to Aldebaran. So hopefully, again, not too many issues there. Although I still think it will be intense. I don't think we're getting world peace this year, you guys. If I had to guess, that would be
if I had to guess, yeah. I love it.
Venus transiting back through Virgo over here, conjunct with Spica on around September 2nd. I know everybody's looking for some sort of financial crash this year. If I would say if that's going to happen, it would probably be in April. If I had to guess, those seem like the most intense times. I do see a lot of, though, continuing war and conflict. But generally speaking, Venus and Virgo is going to soften at least one of the gods of war in here. What else do we have? Stand by.
Oh yeah, she goes retrograde in Virgo.
Yes.
I had Libra down. I must not have looked at it right.
We kind of talked about this in January.
I did have Virgo down. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay. I'm not mad.
No, I don't think anybody. I'm talking to myself, actually. Sorry, Nikki. Yeah. The moon is in Gemini today, you guys. I'm kind of bipolar. It's just part of just who you get today. So.
We kind of talked about this earlier this year. Mars and Jupiter do not like each other. Okay, like they don't. There are some things that go good. They're both very fertile planets, very powerful planets. In which case, if you're trying to like make some babies, those coming together, that will definitely help you. Here in Libra, that definitely helps. But there is a very excuse me. There's a very important myth in Mesopotamia, the Era epic, which is about Natal, the god of war, or Mars. And in this story, he convinces Jupiter to leave his orbit and go do something else. Now, he talks about this as though it's not the first time. The first time that this happened, it's said to have him leaving his orbit, Jupiter leaving his orbit, is what caused the deluge. It caused all the planets and stars to like move around in the heavens, and they were all like unseated. So these two coming together, not great, especially right over top of Regulus, which the king star, sure, but originally the breast of the lion. This is going to be more Venus and Nana. But this is another example of myth taking place in the sky, where we're looking at these two trying to unseat each other. So during this period, which looks like it's in November, December, is probably when it's the most intense. We could see a lot of that, but I mean, we do have, in the United States, just as an example, we have elections in November. I was going to say that. There's that, but there's other ways that this could go down. It could be other world leaders. It could be just governments on their own. You can't really limit it to one country or one scenario, but definitely a little on the rough side. Hold on, let me see what else we got going on. Right up until this time next year, we go into, hold on. It looks a little bit less awful, if I had to say. As we go farther into the year, those points, we still have Mars and Jupiter kind of vying for the throne over there in the breast of the lion. We get into about, where are we at here? March of next year. March, yes, Venus and Mercury. Those two, I tend to lean toward that being a positive, just because a lot of the omens, they work very well with each other. They're both very fertile, very creative, and they seem to go a little bit better with one another. But let me see, Jupiter and Mars still kind of punching it out. Right up until the spring next year. But honestly, this looks like one of the what we're currently living through right now. Looks like one of the worst years ever that I remember looking at astrologically. Like, it really does. It looks really rough. And that's about to peak here. Like, it's in the process of peaking. So I would say the next couple months, we're going to know a lot more of what's going on. All right. I've monopolized the conversation. Nikki, what do you got for us?
No, stop. I thought we were talking about the quarter moon. So
we are now. We're talking whatever you want. Let's go to the quarter moon. Let's do it.
Well, the new moon was with Saturn and Neptune, and I don't think it was making any other aspects. It was just we had that outer planet influence. So it's kind of just been you've kind of just been carried away with the waves of what's going on. I feel like this month hasn't been easily able to grab on to the handles of, it's been kind of 1 minute it's here, 1 minute it's there. And a lot of it, I think, has to do with Jupiter. Jupiter came out of its retrograde around the same time as the new moon. And I think Jupiter has had is going to have quite an influence, or already has quite the influence over this entire lunar cycle. It's squaring Venus right now. I thought for sure, there'd be a lot more like money issues, things like that. And there are.
There not?
There's talk of it. Yeah. But what happened was too, when the moon came across and moon and Venus were conjunct along with that square Jupiter was making, I kept seeing people that were bummed. They had a lot of bummy, crummy shit going on. And then that day, particularly, good luck stuff was happening. So I don't know if the moon brought Venus a bunch of good luck. I have no idea, but I was seeing it over and over again. And I was like, oh, okay. So maybe Jupiter isn't completely like, F you. Sometimes there's FU planets and there's FU aspects, and Jupiter I'm not quite sure about, because he likes to just blow shit up. I noticed that. Yeah. Everybody talks about it. Oh, the expansive nature of Jupiter. And I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? To a student who's learning it. And I was like, does that mean it's good all the time? Sometimes he blows shit up and it's not good. And it's like, oh, but I guess there's usually a silver lining behind it. That's the Jupiter way. All right, I guess let me get into it. Let me see what I got here.
You said that was
I was writing a bunch, so I don't know like where all my notes went.
I think Jupiter and Venus work very well together. So I don't
even though they're in a stressful aspect, I mean, we're still seeing people who are like, oh, fucking, bills, finances, all of that kind of stuff comes up. But that's kind of been the narrative this like entire year. It's been since the 2020 Jupiter Saturn conjunction. We've all been like, what the hell's going on? United States, they got rid of pennies.
Really?
And it's actually, yeah. They're like, oh, it costs us more to make them than, for us to make them than to actually like use them.
Does everybody have to round up now?
Basically, I mean, we've got companies who are already like reporting projected losses. Okay. Like one company, I forgot who, I mean, I'm sure they can afford it because they've all been corrupt and monopolized. But they're like, oh, it's going to cost us like $1 million because we have to round up. So that, guess what? That makes your groceries go up. That makes gas go up. That makes everything go up.
That's insane.
It was a recipe for like, you might as well just stabbed America right in the heart, getting rid of the pennies. I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I was like, do you know what that creates such an unbalance in everything. So, and I'm seeing it now because the banks won't give us pennies. And now everyone's like, oh, you got to round up. And as I'm giving change out to my customer, I'm like, do you know how much this is going to cost in the end? Like, I know it's like to people are like, it's pennies. It's just, that's the mindset that they have. Oh, it's just pennies, but it means something. It adds up. I'm not happy with that. I can't sit and bitch about it.
Did they pass a law? Like, how did that even happen?
They just stopped.
I had no idea.
Know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like word of mouth how I heard it. And my dad was telling me about it. He's like, make sure you save all your pennies. And I'm like, for what? Like, what's going on? And that was it.
That's crazy to me.
Well, I'm starting to see the effects of it. So that was last year when they did that. And now I'm starting to see the effects of it. It's been a few months, maybe 6 months since the government decided they weren't going to do that anymore.
I can't believe this is the first time hearing about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, that right there is effing everything up. I think it's effing. Everyone's like, no. But I see like the small businessman who counts on every single penny. Yeah. Somebody who owns a pottery shop or an art studio, or they count on everything, and now guess what? It forces you to do everything digital.
Well, that's the whole deal.
That's the whole point. Yep. Is that they just want to digitalize everything, AI everything, like make it as unhuman and unnatural as possible. And the whole storyline is like, let's just keep going with this. Like, let's just keep doing it because it's so much easier than holding people accountable for being fucking crooked and bad. And like the whole thing is nobody wants nobody wants the structure to fail, but we need the structure to fail. Like we just need it to go away. We need it to die because it doesn't support everybody. And we saw that during the 2020 conjunction. You know, it brought up all sorts of things too, like all sorts of ancestral trauma. People are talking about their cultural roots, the history and how history's been rewritten. Like it literally dug up every dark, nasty thing that, you know, America was involved in. And yeah, look at it. It's still exploding. People are still trying to throw gasoline on the fire to keep it going. We got all the war happening in Iran. What happened to the Epstein files? What happened to that? What happened to holding some of these leaders accountable? You know, it's like so many people are already forgetting about it and they're just moving on. And they're well, that's life. I guess we're just run by baby eating monsters. And that's just life.
That's true. A lot of people are moving on, but not the people with souls. So those people are not forgetting, and they recognize the situation for what it is. Every time there's a big, you know, political scandal, they got to go to war. Although they have been planning this one, they were going to do it. They've been trying to get it done ever since Trump got back into office. But
yeah, they were about that.
As long as people aren't falling for this stuff anymore. There is a large swath of the population that is not forgetting that these people are all, you know, child molesters, and you know, like they're not. It's not going to go away. It's not going to.
The United States DOJ came out and said if we prosecuted everybody in the Epstein files, it would destroy the entire system. And that's what it takes.
Down.
Yep. Let's grab a hammer. I'll help.
Yep.
Let's pull it apart.
That's not a system worth saving.
It's not. And with elections coming up, people are getting angry. We have states that have to sue the food companies in order to get them to be held accountable for poisoning Americans. Like they don't make food that's actually edible, consumable. They fill it with poisons and toxins and they package it up and they sell it to Americans, and they don't do it pretty much anywhere else because everybody else caught them. I mean, it wasn't but a decade or so ago, the UK had a bunch of like American foods all around, and UK obesity was at an all-time high. People were so sick and they're like, what's up with that, America? They start investigating and they're like, actually, you're kind of gross. You're not even feeding us real food. This is like confectionery bread. What is it? They got called out. And of course, they bent over backwards to please the people who caught them. But were those, you know, we can have all those studies too, but for some reason in the United States, nothing is done about it. We got some dude in I don't know, some Kennedy guy. I don't follow politics that much because I honestly, guys, they all lie. Nobody really cares. Like maybe there's a few sprinkled in there, but they're all friends. They all go to the same, you know, country club. They all went to the same colleges. Like, let's get real, you know, and they're not making any changes. They're not making changes to kids' school lunch. They're not getting rid of the red 40. They're like, oh, well, we have a few years yet. So I mean, I'm livid over here. I can't eat anything. I can't do it. You know, it's just ridiculous. They haven't changed a thing. They haven't changed a thing about any of it. Not here in the United States. If anything, they've just made it worse.
Those companies they all bought off all of the lawmakers. Like
exactly.
You can't. Like what I'm saying, the government is illegitimate. It doesn't represent the people.
The people
on any level, which.
I'm sure the wealthy people feel like it's great. It's a great system for them as long as it's working for them, right?
Yeah.
But the rest of the majority of the country that it doesn't work for, what are you going to do? That's why some of these people are still like, you know, they don't want to be robbed. They get fed the propaganda, like all the big fear stuff, you know, like these immigrants are coming for you. They're coming for your family. They're coming for your home. Like they just make it sound so bad. And so people keep giving money to these, you know, parties. They just keep like falling for it. And I just can't believe it. Like, did you know ICE got $75 million budget $75 million budget, and we can't even afford to pay the TSA agents, but ICE agents have come and taken over for the TSA agents at airports. Like, it makes you not even want to fly anymore, you know? So like, I have, who's in charge here? Not a TSA agent, but some ICE dude that we don't know if he was some ex-cop that got fired. We don't know if he's a good old boy from the Nazi regime. Like,
better.
TSA, I don't know.
Checks on those people either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of like over here swimming in this, and I don't even know where to start.
Listen, in
begin.
In every example throughout history, this only ends one way, and that is in revolution.
Yeah.
Find another example. You don't completely fuck your people.
I wrote about this. This Uranus and Taurus always leads to this. It always leads to some type of revolution. Okay. People they can't take it anymore, and they blow up. They just blow up. Look at it, was like the 1800s, the Gilded Age, I think, was when Uranus was in. Yeah, it was the Gilded Age that Uranus was in Taurus. And that was one of the most flagrantly in your face corrupt times. Like, the wealthy, they flaunted it. They paid off the politicians. They would actually laugh about it. They would laugh at you, like they were all in bed together.
They're doing that now. Yeah.
And they're doing it now. They're doing it right now. And they're laughing at everybody because they've robbed us. They've taken everything. They're going to continue to take everything. Like, I can't, what else I can't stand? I'm sorry. But I've been reading about these CEOs of these nonprofit companies, okay, making over 6 figures a year. And it just makes me want to just punch my computer screen when I read that. Like, yeah, I'm sure you deserve, a well-paid position. But when you're helping, when you're in charge of like NewCap, and like women's health and stuff like that, like, I don't know that you should be making like, I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. And everybody deserves 6 figures. But I think we've lost our way in this country big time. And the bureaucracy, the paperwork. Sorry, I can't help you. You didn't fill out the right form, so you're going to have to sleep on the street tonight. Like, what is this? I'm waking up every day, and it's getting dumber and dumber. And I too look at the stars, and I'm like, all right, maybe June won't be so bad. Maybe we'll get a little breather room, in June.
I think June will still probably suck a little bit. I think it'll be rough. I do. But I think next month's going to be worse. And I think it will start to, some stuff's going to go down for sure.
Yeah. Well, I too am experiencing things out of my control. So I was like, oh, cool. Like, that's interesting. The sun met with Saturn. It's getting closer to Saturn. And I had my dad ended up in the hospital. So you read about these things happening, like the sun bringing up issues with authority or father figures or whatever connected to Saturn, and then to see it, and like, well, maybe that's maybe that's not real. Maybe that's just a coincidence. But then then it happens, and I'm like, well, you got to pay closer attention to those things. But not everybody, is going to have a problem with their dad, when the sun meets with Saturn and Neptune,
right.
They're probably going to have more of a problem with the type of responsibilities that they're having. Maybe the sun is shining the light on that. What don't you want to do anymore? What responsibilities, routines, what kind of stuff is happening in your life where you're just like, I'm fucking done with it? Or where is it shining where you want to go, the direction you want to like head? I don't know. When it comes to Pisces, it's weird. I think Pisces energy is weird because you can get a lot of death and rebirth out of that part of the sky. I think you can get a lot of, a lot of shit that's just like, what in the, I think that's what gives Pisces its reputation. Super cosmic. It's super weird. I like it.
Yeah, that's
I like it, but you never know which way the pendulum's going to swing. You know, there's two sides of Pisces. You know, you got the two fish tied together. One's swimming up. It wants to be liberated. The other one's swimming down. It wants to help everybody and serve, you know, humanity and you know, fulfill its karmic purpose. So I don't know. We got to reconcile a lot of different energies. A lot of different energies this year and next year. It's yeah. Gary was right. Gary had a nice workshop that he did with us, the Vedic New Year, and he talked about this one being about breakdowns and being about endings. And like, I personally have had enough of that. I mean, oh my God, my cup overfilleth. It's overfilled with it. And it just keeps going. So no, never ends. It's awesome. But I think the further Saturn moves away from Neptune, we'll see a little bit of relief, like as these things move on. But then Saturn and Jupiter move back into their tight square aspect after this new year. So we're going to see a lot of those new cycle, the new moon on the 17th. We're going to start seeing some of the same bullshit we were seeing back in 2020 start coming up, where we get the, you know, dogmatic points of view and everyone's lying to you again. Like, it's weird because literally everybody I talk to doesn't trust the news. We know they're bought and paid for, and it's all a script. I mean, I have every single channel. Like, my God, I got a little cable box. I can watch TV anywhere, and they all say the same thing. All of the news channels. Like, it's like they're bought and paid for, and they have a script they get before they even go to work. And my God, if any of you know of any like good independent journalists I can follow on like YouTube or different accounts, like, please.
Well, what kind of information are you trying to get?
All of it. I want all of it. That's what matters.
Down the middle, like Glenn Greenwald's really good. There's a bunch of like straight down the middle people. They're not on any part. They're not a party person.
Yeah.
They're definitely out there.
I'm not a party person. I'm just not.
Yeah, no, nobody should be a party person. That's not a good situation.
Yeah.
Not a good situation at all.
Well, I mean, we've got this mini grand trine going on between the outer planets, and they're all flowing together really well. And it's really just the slow breakdown of systems that we're seeing. You know, Pluto and Capricorn. I hate to get, you know, so negative, but since we already started it out with bad news, you know, like it's not an Aquarius, everybody. I mean, we are testing the actual governmental systems that run the world, and some of them are failing. Some of them didn't even make it past the Pluto being in the 1st or 2nd degree of Capricorn. It's been pretty intense. And Pluto also activates its polarity point, you know, so it's, where is it? I noticed that those are the themes that we've been dealing with too. And,
You're working hard over there.
Well, I got, you know what I got? I made myself a little thing here. My little aspect calculator. So it's homemade, Pinterest. And so I kind of like to see where everything is and where it's going without having to log onto my software, log onto a computer. But it's those Cancer themes, you know, that are about secrets. It's about, oh my God, ancestral rage. I've never met so many people upset about the history books being written by pedophiles. Like, we know this was that Maxine whatever Epstein woman who's sitting in jail, and we don't, is she really
she's not in jail? No,
I doubt it.
Some guy saw her on the street and talked to her, and her brother was with her, and he hurry up and put his face up. Yeah, she's totally not in jail. Not even a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. I knew it. Yeah. And actually somebody took a picture of what looked like Jeffrey Epstein.
That one wasn't him.
In Florida. That
No,
wasn't
it
him.
No,
There's a lot of guys who kind of look like that in Florida. I'm sorry.
He went on that guy in particular went on a podcast. I was like, yeah, it's not me, and it's definitely not him.
Thank God.
But he's definitely not.
Dead,
he's
though.
also not dead. He's for sure not dead. They said they got it in the what is it called? Jimmy Dore. Technically he's more like progressive left. He's not down the middle, but he sounds pretty down the middle. He's a really good one too, and he's funny. So if you need like somebody else to like watch and take your mind off of stuff, his are really good too. You'll still be infuriated because he talks about all the horrible shit going on, but I think you would like him too.
He's still
he's a comedian. But anyways, who were we talking about? We were talking about so in the Epstein files, the autopsy talks about his his prostate. That's you guys, I'm sorry, it's girls. His prostate, when they did the autopsy, had a white milky substance inside of it. But Jeffrey Epstein did not have a prostate. He had a like an emergency surgery some like years prior, and it was something that people knew about. So whoever they autopsied is clearly not him. So, he's not even there. It wasn't even him.
I knew it. I do weird mediumship kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm scanning and I don't see this guy. I don't feel this guy. This guy ain't there.
Yeah.
Not that you should just take my word for it. Weird, spiritual girl. You don't have to take my word for it, but like, it's obvious. This has just been like a total shakedown since 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys. I didn't realize I was going to have an attitude today. I was like trying so hard to I think it's the Gemini moon though. I really do. I was reading about Gemini. I was reading Ptolemy's version of Gemini. And for tropical astrology, to quote that guy so much, they don't really talk about anything that he says at all. And he calls it like a nervous, well, I don't know, maybe I'm just making my own words, but it's like almost like a nervous system energy because you have that Mars and Mercury in there. There's a little bit of Jupiter in there, like lower down into the constellation. He saw a little bit of lunar energy. So you get all this together and it's emotional. Like this whole light and airy Gemini thing is just like, I've met Geminis that are just some of the most deepest, like intellectual people I've ever met in my life. They're asking all the right questions. Some of them aren't asking the right questions. It doesn't matter. Like they're just asking questions, and they're interested and they're curious. No more. And that's what I think is super awesome about Gemini. It's like electrical nervous system energy. It's kind of like always having electricity running through your system. My son is a Gemini and his moon is in Virgo. So he's like the most curious. He knows a lot of cool stuff. He's always telling me like, I need to chill out. I'm like, but you should first. You chill out first. Sorry, I lost you for a minute there. I wasn't sure if you disappeared.
It was me. I think it was my signal.
Nah, that's all right. Mine's been all effed up. I've been girl bossing like crazy, and I thought, God, I'm just killing it over here. And then I found out that everything I girl bossed on, I didn't do right, and I got to do over again. So I got like paperwork, upon paperwork to do. And I'm like, I can't blame the retrograde. Mercury.
No, I can't blame.
I'm trying. I can't blame anybody, actually. I'm like, what is going on? And why does everything suck? And I think it's just out of my control stuff. It's just the lunar cycle. The lunar cycle. Usually I'm pretty like positive and things are good. Things are generally good. But at the same time, I got a bad attitude about this month, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my new year's off to a great start. I'm having a great time. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess mine's okay. I take the good with the bad.
I am going to talk about my period though right now. So if you're a guy out there and you're not interested in hearing that, just give me like 2 minutes. But it's relevant.
I think that's exactly why I'm being a bitch right now. Like trust me, guys. Yeah. Sorry.
I had the worst PMS last week. I was like enraged by the simplest stuff. I'm usually pretty peaceful and, you know, not murderous, but man, it was rough. And then I had, and I still, even this morning when I woke up, it's been like a number of days, like I had the worst cramps ever. Like you guys, so on the Saturday, which was the first crescent, my daughter and I, for the new year, we went to this Mykovskova Park, which is like the central park. And there's like rides and it's really cool. And it's one of my favorite places on earth. And I was in so much pain. I'd eaten way more Motrin than anybody should safely consume. I was literally like laying on the park bench, holding my backpack, just like completely out of it, and nothing was helping. And then I proceeded to have like a couple more days of just terrible, terrible pain. But normally the new moon doesn't get me. It's the full moon that gets me. I've talked about that ad nauseum. I won't bore you with all of the gross rehashing all of that. But I do think that there's something to the astronomical, astronomical, not necessarily astrological effects. So it happened to take place right on the new moon, right on the equinox, which itself, and I believe there was an eclipse this past new moon too, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody got one. I'm not sure where it was. Either way, like those things, we don't think about our physical bodies. Obviously, everybody's affected by it. Females are a little bit more affected by it just because we have, you know, crazy hormones and it's always doing something insane inside your body. But we're 90% water, 70 to 90% water. We are being pulled on, not just by the earth, but by the moon, obviously, and everything else in the cosmos. We're susceptible to solar energy and radiation. Like there's all kinds of stuff that's just wreaking havoc on us. On top of that doesn't even touch the surface of all of the other stuff going on, like the social pressures. And nobody wants to be affected by those, but we are social creatures. You can't escape it. Like that's our biology. That's like, you know, that's what it's all about. So, you know, sometimes it's a little rough, but astrology, I know there's a lot of people who are like, oh, it doesn't make sense, but that's most of the time because they don't know anything about sidereal astrology. Also, they haven't taken the time to actually look at what's happening and how that influences the individual, let alone humanity at large. But astrology is just an aspect of those influences. Sure, it might not be specifically the gravity that's pulling on you or the moon that's pulling on your body, just like it pulls on the tides. But there are those other influences out there too. So I think writing those off, anybody out there I know you're not, everybody watching this is not skeptical or you wouldn't be taking the time to watch it. But I think writing that off is, you know, the rest of mainstream people, I think they're missing out on something that's very powerful. And it's cool that the one guy, Stephen Burns, I know you guys know who he is. What is his
oh yeah,
called?
he's the
geophysicist. He talks about he doesn't specifically get into astrology like he's doing astrology, but he brings up these conjunctions and talks about these events that have happened in the past. And even says like this is something that we can all see and point to. You just have to kind of pay attention. And you know, he wouldn't be the first person in mainstream science. Up until very recently, as you guys all know, most scientists believed in astrology until, again, it depends on when they started breaking away during the Enlightenment. But even somebody like Carl Jung was very interested in astrology, and it continues. There's a secret, I don't want to say it's a movement, but a lot of psychiatrists and physicians are interested in astrology, and they don't tell anyone because they can't for the most part, you know. But it's definitely something real, and it's definitely impacting people.
Yeah, I get into that discussion sometimes. One of the comments we got on one of our reels was, "It amazes me that you people think that the stars actually matter, like this energy actually like matters." Like, I don't know. It was just a shitty comment. And I just laughed at it because I'm like, you're right. You know, the moon doesn't affect you at all. You know, like you're so right. And I don't have the explanations for everything. I don't have the answers for everything. You don't have to trust anything I say either. But I know it affects us. It definitely does. You know, we're surrounded by Wi-Fi. We're surrounded by all sorts of invisible energies all the time that affect us. And my God, I do have to say, I'm pretty proud of you for being able to handle 2 Motrin. My God, I've taken 2 Motrin before, and I got so wasted. I actually got so high off of it. I vomited. I was so fucked up. But
Yeah,
I'm so
it
proud
makes
of
me
you.
sick to my stomach, but it was
Yeah,
desperate.
you
I moved on
handled
to
it.
beer at a certain point, and the beer did help quite a bit, actually. I don't drink, but I might start.
I know, me too.
I don't know. I'm not like
Oh my God.
well, let me back up. Let me back up.
Oh, yeah, before the show, I was bitching a lot, you guys. I was just bitching. And Abby is like, period. And I was like, you're right. Oh my God. I'm signing up on Hinge. I'm all like, you know what? That's it. I'm tired. I'm going to meet somebody. I want to hang out and I want to do fun stuff. And I'm telling her about it. And she just says something like, are you going to get your period? I'm like, now maybe. And I look and I'm like,
That's what happened
that's
to me.
usually what it is. Yeah.
That's what happened to me last week. I was ready to just stab everyone right to death. You know, that's why in a lot of religious traditions, they don't allow women to become like the guru and the spiritual master. They do in different like in Tantra, they do not all, but and a lot of it has to do with women have a really difficult time of just being like even keel every day. You know what I mean? It's not biologically possible, you guys. It's not. I got a cousin. I got like 1,000 cousins. I'm not exaggerating, by the way. My family's Catholic, and they all, you know, they don't believe in birth control or using protection. So they all have like 19 kids. I'm not exaggerating. But anyways, yeah. But one of my cousins, just the nicest person you would ever meet. You know that I'm not going to say her name. I'm going to call her Kelly, just because. But you know that phrase, "What would Jesus do?" Well, we used to always joke. We would say, "What would Kelly do?" Because that's who we're talking. Like just saintly and whatever.
Aww.
But whenever she got pregnant, she lost her mind and would start like beating people, like just like savagely. Like what's
Holy
going on?
shit.
Yes. And it's hormones. Like people don't, if you don't know what that is, you know, then you will never know. And good for you, because man, it sucks.
Yeah. Oh,
Sucks
man.
to like have inner peace. And then like one day you wake up and you just want to kick everyone in the back and push them right in front of the subway. Like people do that probably because they're hormonal. How many women right now are in prison doing life sentences because they just had it real bad one month?
My God. Well, look at the story of Inanna with Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
Right. There you go. There's your typical.
That's right. I'll fucking kill you. That's her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
right.
That's exactly it. And she had to do a little dance and walk down into the underworld for that. I read a story too. One of the versions of that story was Erish Kigel thought that Inanna was coming to take over the underworld, and she's like, "Oh, so you're gonna fuck me over here too?" Like, you know, like that's it. And she killed her and hung her up. I was like, "That's it," like a trophy.
Yeah, there's those versions too.
There's a couple different versions. I was reading. I caught up. I was like, "Where are all the sexy stories?" I was getting all caught up. Oh, they got those. I know. I finally found my book.
Oh, congratulations.
I knew I had it. Yeah. Everybody was showing me their. I was like, I know I got that one somewhere. Oh, I've been not happy with AI, you guys. I haven't been happy.
Is Grok any better?
Well, I would love to sign up for premium and do all of that stuff, but it won't let me. So it's tech issue after tech issue.
Should we close that account and reopen it?
It could.
I don't think their X account has a lot of followers or anything.
Not really. I mean, it might have to get that way actually. Because I wrote to them, and I just wrote to them today. I'm like, look, you need to help me.
Okay.
You guys just help me now.
Okay. Well, they might work.
They do. Yeah, they might. I don't know. They'll probably send me some automated thing. Like, I'm just like, do you want my money? Like, do you want my X money or not? They must have enough Elon money. They don't care.
Oh, it's a good thing, Trish, that you came on late. I'm assuming you.
Oh my God.
Because we just spent like an hour doing exactly that. It was relevant to the sky though. Like we weren't, just trying to. But that's.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
she says it's not a lack of empathy, just tired of the fear porn. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of that too. You know what? It's interesting. I don't know if this is helpful, but I don't have any type of fear or anxiety around the potential nuclear holocaust or anything like that. As a matter of fact, a few days, probably right before I started my period. So before I went into like terrible cramps mode for like 5 days straight. I just got this overwhelming. I don't know what I was doing. I'm just like, I got this over sense of, hey, it's going to this is actually going to like work out. Like it's going to be good. Now I am an eternal optimist, you guys. I always, will see like, oh yeah, like this is totally going to work out. But it wasn't that. It wasn't a logical thought process. It was like, I kind of got smacked with it a little bit. Like there's legit, you don't have to worry about any of this. So definitely nobody has to be worried about it. Worrying about it will not.
Yeah. I mean, the world stage and what's going on in the world is just like the background music to everybody else's life, basically. I mean, but does it really affect me? It trickles down, and like some of those things affect me. I think it's what Trish is talking about too. I mean, it's information overload right now. We're getting everything from everywhere, and some of it's bullshit, total complete fabricated lies, AI videos, whole bunch, like the whole 9 yards. So some of the things I've talked about on the show that were negative, I found out later were just stupid AI videos. And I'm like, I fell for it again. I'm always falling for it.
Yeah, by the way, that Jesus one I sent you, Nikki, of him skateboarding, that was fake, just so you know. That wasn't.
Oh my gosh. I loved it when he like reached it and the guy's like, Jesus Christ. I was like, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I needed clarity on that one. I
know.
Really thought
I know you struggle sometimes.
Yeah. That actually made me laugh so hard. That was a good video. That was a good one. But yeah. See, we just know too much, and that's part of the problem. And I think a lot of people are like tuning out because they're like, look, I don't need to know all of the world's horrors to keep going on.
No.
And does this affect me? Until it does, people aren't going to care. They don't want to be bogged down with a lot of negativity, and it's, it's kind of like the classic Pisces, like I don't want to say avoidance, but sometimes we want to hide. Sometimes we just need to escape reality for a little while.
You know what? I don't know if we talked about this before, but that was one of the things when we were doing the Neptune-Saturn conjunction and Neptune's illusory traits.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh, fuck. What was I going to say, though? It was something about
the Neptune illusionary traits.
Yeah, it was there.
We were talking about Pisces. And Pisces they've adopted that illusionary thing with Pisces, but there's a lot of imagination in there. Pisces people can sit, like I personally, I'm a Pisces. I could sit in my head all day long. I could never speak again.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Hi, Michael. So we talk about, or some people talk about like escapism in a chart. My take on that is I think that human beings are designed to, we all have escapism tendencies. I think that's a natural part of human behavior. I think that's why we sit around and tell each other stories around a campfire since time immemorial. Like that's just like we have that part of our minds that wants to escape reality, because reality is not probably even real. Like that's not the real thing. And like we have this other aspect of our psyche, which is all about creation. And when you escape, when you're going into that state, I mean, that is a creative state. So now I realize a lot of people escape into a lot of different things that maybe aren't quite as productive, but there's all that getting out of the pseudo reality, I think, is a part of our nature. So when we're escaping, are we really escaping reality, or are we going back to like something closer to our source? Just to use drugs or alcohol as an example, and I'm not advocating for drug use or alcohol abuse or any of these things, but even animals, if they come across some fermented fruits, they'll sit there and get totally smashed. Like they will they'll just,
they will.
It's
oh my God. I had a mouse steal a mushroom bar, and you had to have a couple mice to climb up there, so that he brought buddies back. He stole another mushroom bar.
Yeah,
these mice were the highest mice ever. They were a problem.
You're probably having a great time.
I had to hide the bars. Yeah. They were having the best time, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we all have escapist tendencies. I don't know that that's unique to any one person. I think it's tied up in our creativity.
About the lunar nodes being we were talking a little bit on Sunday about the lunar nodes being possibly being like the reason people have addiction issues. Is maybe what's aspecting their lunar nodes. It was just like a conversation. I don't know. I don't have anything to back it up. But it's interesting to think about, because there is no addiction planet. There is no like I'm an alcoholic planet.
I haven't seen it.
I think these things can come and go. We can make choices. Like I grew up with a family that had to deal with like extreme alcoholism. So like I was never going to be an alcoholic. And sure enough, I was. I mean, I was drinking every single day. It was a really bad problem, actually, and nothing could get me to quit. I tried for months. It was getting to the point where I was like, maybe I just need to end it all, and that's how I get out of this. And then I got COVID and I couldn't go to the liquor store, and that was it. That was all it took.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. I was so sick too. I felt like my brain was all weird. Like I've never felt sick like that before. And I was like, this is
from COVID, you mean? Or because you were stopped drinking?
Oh, okay. No, from COVID. COVID was
okay.
So effed up. And then after I did feel like I know, I'm like, it was a manufactured illness, all this shit, but there was something weird about it.
Oh, okay? Yeah. It does not feel normal.
It doesn't feel normal like any other flu strain or anything like that.
Your body, that some fucking psycho created that shit in a lab. It. You can feel it. Anybody who's ever listened to their body knows exactly, like, this is not a normal illness. This is nothing about this.
It effed me up so bad. And then it was true by like the 14th day I had to go and get checked out because it like all that liquid had settled into my lungs. I had pneumonia and all this other stuff that, just was awful. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, drinking makes me feel like well, actually I haven't drank since, but my mom got me to take a sip of her little girly drink. She's like, what's that? I'm like, I told you I don't drink. But,
yeah.
I'm so happy you're enjoying it. She's silly. She doesn't, I don't know. It wasn't really respected because in Wisconsin you drink. That's it.
Right.
Like, everybody's got OWIs. Everybody drinks. It's just one big drinking community. So it's really different to be like not a drinker. Like people look at you like you're crazy.
Going back to why somebody would become addicted to something.
Yeah.
it's not usually just I just, it's a habit, I just do it and I'm just like smashed all the time. You don't really see it as much again in hunter-gatherer societies. They're not just, completely doped up all the time. They do partake in alcohol and psychotropic substances periodically, usually in a more ritualistic fashion, but they also are some of the least stressed people on the planet. They've done these studies where hunter gatherers, so there's this whole thing where they try to tell people that, we created agriculture to basically make life easier. But that's probably not the case, because agrarian societies, people are usually working from dusk to dawn. If you're watching herds, if you're planting crops, whatever it is you're doing. Whereas hunter gatherers, they do like a few hours. They go out and hunt like a couple of times a week. They get a big enough kill and they bring it home and everybody eats for a few days and they kind of just sit around and chill out. And that's more what we were designed to do. So when you take us out of that environment, that's when you start to see people gravitating towards wanting to drink more. It's not really a stretch of the imagination to see how brewing like alcohol evolved, right, and really became a big part of agrarian society at the same time farming did. Because after 12 hours of like nonstop work and beating up your body and being on your knees, grinding up grains of various sorts, you're exhausted and you do want to kind of get out of that. So I don't know that, I don't think that we can safely test astrology in relation to some sort of addiction planet unless we can remove that factor of modern life, because this is not how we were designed to live. We weren't designed to work 40 to 60 hours a week and come home and watch TV and be disconnected from our children, from our families, have like people live on, all of our family lives all over the world or whatever it may be, and be isolated emotionally, mentally, physically. And so, yeah, in that situation, like all of that is very unnatural. So of course people are going to like gravitate to, again, maybe going back to the creative place. I don't feel quite as creative when I'm under some sort of influence, but
I would get wasted and just give people readings.
Oh, okay.
Just do psychic readings and stuff. I hit a peak where I was like right on, but then the alcoholism just took me right down because I was trying to escape everything. I worked a lot. I worked with a bunch of people who hated me. I couldn't get along with it. I just, the whole salon thing was just not for me. I took care of my kids, my family, my entire household. I was the mom and the dad. I had a pretty terrible partner who made everything worse all the time. So, I mean, yeah, I definitely didn't want to be a part of whatever system this was. And like, I would meet other people and other moms and like other women. I'm like, how are you doing it? Like, how do you, and they're like,
they probably had support. They probably had,
had a loving, awesome partner. They probably had, a whole bunch of like loving, awesome people in their life. And not that I didn't, but I don't know. So I'm on my own on this one, and I've realized that, and I've had to become my own support, my own rock. And I've had to spend a lot of time in isolation and alone. And I do have a hard time socializing and getting back out there again, because it's been tough trying to relate to people. And I just can't get on the same page as a lot of folks. A lot of the same things that used to motivate me don't anymore. I just, I'm not motivated by internet fame. I'm not motivated by money. I'm not motivated by any of those things. I just want to feel peace and happiness. I want to be around other people. I want to be their support system. I want to actually have one of those too. That would be great. I want to take care of my kids and my family, and I want to take care of my community. And I've actually got plans to do a lot of astrology things for my community. So that'll be coming up later. I'll talk about more of that later. But but that means something to me. You know, I know a lot of folks that live around me that absolutely love this type of astrology. They're so into it, and they're like, wow, you got to like start doing, you know, something with it. Like, we'll go to your events, we'll do your stuff. So, you know, it's nice for me. I like in person. Like, online is great. I love my online community, but when I can help people in person and get like actual feedback, it makes me so happy. It does. So I think like regular human interaction is so like underplayed right now. I think just having like an actual real person in front of you telling you that you're great and awesome, like, means a lot. So if you can be somebody's like, you know, if you can be somebody's support, then I think you should, you know, why not? I haven't seen a lot. I've seen a lot of it, you know, and it's nice to make friends. It's nice to have somebody support your career, support like what I do. Okay, so you guys know, you talk about astrology with strangers, you talk about astrology, they just go like, ew, like you got to fight, you know, to get your point across. And I had a woman I've been talking to a lot. We help each other out. She's super cool, but she is still on the no, I'm a Sagittarius, and she's even got the Sagittarius. And I'm like, well, actually, and I don't want to tell her because I don't know what she's got. And I just don't want to tell her. When they have tattoos, that's when I'm like,
She could still be a Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius.
She could. She told me her birthday too, and I don't remember it. I was like,
okay.
oh, it's like, oh God. And she might just be. I hope. My other coworker, he's a Pisces, and he's actually a Pisces. He's on that cusp part. I was like, yeah, you got this. You got this, bro. I gave him a reading, and he's been telling everybody about it. Okay, like everybody who will listen. And I absolutely love it. Yesterday he came in and he was like, hey, I just got to tell you, you were so fucking right. And I love hearing that because you don't get a lot of feedback, you know, like I've done a lot of readings where they're recorded or, you know, like I never hear from him again, you know, kind of stuff. So
yeah, it happens with recorded readings.
It's nice when you get somebody who's like, hey, you know, like, that was cool. That was right on. You nailed it. Like, oh. And I was just talking about general energies, though. It's not like I gave him specifics. You know, we can talk about specifics in your readings and how how things are going. But it was really nice, actually. It was really nice to get confirmation that, you know, the practice I'm choosing to do and throw everything into actually works.
Yeah.
And you use the real sky. I'm just, I've had to have too many conversations about astrology's validity. And I'm not interested in it. If you don't believe astrology's valid, like, God bless you, move on. Because I don't have the cure for misery. I don't hold that, you know, and talking about it isn't going to make it any better.
I can understand a lot of people's thinking it sucks because they only know about tropical and it has failed.
That or they just aren't just happy people altogether. And like, I run into that a lot. I'm like, oh, that's too bad.
That is, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I was like, not my problem. You know, like if you're not happy about it, then I'm not gonna sit and fight with you on the internet or anywhere else about it either. You know, if that's your opinion, then you know, you're welcome to have it. I'm still gonna use astrology for just about everything, so it's not gonna stop me from doing what I do.
Everyone I've met in Russia thinks like astrology is like the coolest thing ever. I only met one person ever who ever said anything not like, they're really big into mysticism here. Like they have shamans and, you know, like that's just a normal part of life. But I was teaching English, or I was tutoring anyways, and there's this guy in Moscow, and he's really cool. I really liked him, and his English was great, which made it really easy to have conversations. But he was telling me about in the Soviet Union. He's like, oh, the Soviet Union was amazing. Like everything was better. And he's listing out all the reasons why everything was better. And it does sound pretty cool, the way he's describing it. And I'm like, yeah, but my husband said that they gave you a job. Like, so they paid for your school and everything, and you could basically pick out what you wanted to be. But like once you graduated, they got a job for you. Sometimes it was like in another part of the country and it didn't matter. You had to go and like do that job. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, yeah, but that's great. Everybody had a job. And I'm like, okay, sure. But what about somebody like me who doesn't want to like do, some job? Like, what about me being an astrologer? He's like, yeah, but these are jobs that actually matter.
I knew that was coming.
I'm like, okay, all right,
I heard that to death. Actually, it was like the same night I told my ex to just, we're fucking done. He was bitching at me and he's like, look at all these fucking books. Like, who had to pay for all of this? I did. I bought them. Oh, most of them off of thrift books too. And I was like, you hate somebody who reads? Like, oh, it's just the mentalness I had to deal with.
Right. That's
like, wow.
An individual.
But to him, it doesn't matter. This is all like a bunch of fairy tale bullshit stuff I'm talking about, and it's not real. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Well, that's your opinion, man. That's just where I'm going to leave it.
The thing, it doesn't, that's not how it plays out in practice. If you do astrology correctly, it changes people's lives. It makes them like it improves every aspect of their life. Yeah. I've never had somebody get an astrology reading, at least for me. I don't know. Like I've had people get other readings. They're like, oh, this was horrible. It like ruined everything. Not for me. But I've never had somebody be like, oh, I wish I wouldn't have got that reading. Like it just made everything more confusing or more like never. It just doesn't work that way. And
I've never had an astrology reading I didn't like. I even if we talked about difficult things and difficult processes and cycles, that made sense to me. A lot more sense than getting a psychic reading where they're just reading me. And then I'm just, my last psychic reading sucked. I mean, it was good, but I was basically like giving him everything to tell me. And I was like, I knew I was doing it because I was like imagining this. And then he would tell me, and I'm like,
I've tried doing that to get a good reading. I've had so many shitty psychic readings. And they said it.
He's a great mirror. He's a great mirror. Like he knows what to pull out of you, what you're thinking about. I was like,
well, I've tried to like feed them information so they like get back on track and give me the right information.
Yeah.
And they still blow it. There's like not even close. I don't know if it's me or what, but we worked at like I did psychic readings forever, so we do psychic fairs and stuff, and everybody wants to like trade readings or whatever, and which I don't want to trade a reading with you because I'm going to be disappointed. And like my readings, I'm like, I put 1,000% into it. And everybody else just kind of like sits and, stares into space or like closes their eyes, and they'll say like, it'll be like 20 minutes and they told you like 3 things. It's lame. So, but anyways, I remember this one time, it was the worst. It was no, that's not true. There was another one that was the worst, but it doesn't matter. They're basically the same. My friend at the time, like she was working with me at the time, and she would go and get readings. I think she was just bored. She was just tired of sitting there. So she'd go and she'd come back. Oh my God, Abby, this friggin' psychic. She knew everything. Like it was so amazing. She told me all this stuff. Like she just totally kicked ass. Whatever, you got to go get one. I'm like, oh, all right. So I go, smiling. Okay, let's do this. I'm excited. Just. I don't know who you're reading. It sounds nothing like me. Like you're not even coming close. And I'll be, there was this one lady, she was the worst because I felt physically ill after I talked to her. She's a lady up in Flint.
Bad.
She's got all these newspaper clippings and stuff. Like she did, I don't know what she did. It was got her in the newspaper, but she was supposedly really good. So we go and she records the reading. She's got it was like the tape player, right? Like the cassette.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. That's how you know it's good. You're like, all right, here we go.
Right.
I got a Walkman just for those.
Right. Exactly. So we go and I sit down. I'm like all stoked, right? Because I've been wanting this one for a while. Because I heard she was great. And she sits down and she starts off with, I only do the future. I'm like, okay. She's like, so like, it's just the future. I'm like, all right, yeah, no, it's no problem. She starts throwing out just random shots in the dark. I see someone around you. They have a name that starts with C.
Oh,
like, okay.
Stop. Shut up.
So she's like,
go ahead.
I see you driving through the mountains. Okay. Like it was 20 minutes. It was expensive. Okay. 20 minutes of just random shit that doesn't matter at all. You didn't identify any of my problems. You didn't tell me anything about myself. You just like said some stuff. You said random stuff that does not help anybody. And I think I started actually getting a headache and feeling sick before I sat down with her, but I even tried to help her. Like, well, I drive through the mountains now. Like I travel. No, it's the future. Like, okay, dude, like, I don't know what you want from me. Like, I'm trying to help you out and you don't want any. Yeah. So, I avoid psychic readings.
I do too now, actually.
For most
I've had some really good psychic readings, though. I've had some really talented people. And then but I got out of that circle, that psychic circle stuff. I don't have an interest in doing any type of mediumship or psychic work. Just because it's so random. It just comes and goes as it pleases. And it's not something I've ever been able to sit and force myself to do or flow into that state. I've actually, I got turned off by that whole, the whole thing. I got turned off. There was a psychic that was working at one of the stores that I would go to, crystal shops. And I'm sitting there and I'm listening to her and I'm listening to her tell somebody the same exact shit she told me. And I was like, well, and I knew it wasn't real because I'm like, there's no way I'm getting another fucking dog. There's no way I'm having another baby. Like, there's no way any of this shit's happening.
Right,
okay.
Right.
And this woman actually ended up killing herself.
Oh God.
Yeah, it got even weirder. And I'm like, is it because I don't know, I said something to somebody and they were like, yeah, you know what? I noticed that too. And because she was all about this psychic being so right on, spot on. And I'm like, yeah, but you notice, like, don't you hear that?
I doubt that's why she killed herself.
I doubt that's why she killed herself. But that was one of the reasons why I stepped away from this. Because I was like, this is just too much drama, too much craziness. I had one, I went to go read. She was reading for me. And I drove way the fuck out there to go see her. And she was supposed to be like the best that you could ever go and see. And I was like, fine, I need the best because my life is like fucking garbage right now. I got to figure it out. I didn't get nothing. I got nothing out of her but a fucking pep talk. And I told her how I was just starting all of this cool astrology stuff. And it was 2 weeks after I met her. Now she's an astrologer. Now she's doing astrology.
Yeah.
And I just thought, wow, and not only did I overpay for this, you stole my fucking idea. You're pretending to be me. And I didn't get shit out of this. I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. I think I gave her a better reading than she gave me. And I paid for it.
Yeah. That's what I'm telling you. Like, I don't know how people do it. Yeah. I don't know. I think my mom is excellent though. My mom, whenever I need a reading, I go to her because she always knows. She's like the greatest psychic ever.
Chrissy is really good.
Yeah. She knows some shit.
I want to go see your mom.
It's hard too, because I would imagine it would be harder for her to read me because I'm like, she knows me so well, but she doesn't let that get in the way. She'll tell you stuff too.
Actually, I probably don't want to know anything anymore. Actually, I don't think I want to know anymore about anything anymore, ever. Yeah, psychicism. Yeah, it is real.
We all have
there are some good ones. There are some legitimate mediums out there. I saw one and she was absolutely amazing. And she gave me this reading and it was so fucking spot on. But she gave me this reading like 10 years prior or like 6 or 7 years maybe prior to how, like, and everything started going down the way she said it. And it was weird because we had this conversation when we left her office. She was laughing. She goes, neither one of us is going to remember this. And I was like, shut up. And literally I left her house and I forgot all about the reading. I forgot all about it. She didn't charge me or anything. She was just helping me out. And
that's cool.
So all these years later, I call her up and I'm like, all this shit is happening. Everything you said. She goes, I don't remember what I said. I don't remember. And I was like, shut up. And then she's giving me this totally opposite reading, telling me all this opposite stuff. And I was like, this is too, I don't get it. This is too different than what we talked about. And she was like, well, how do you remember? I was like, I'm remembering. I remember it. You don't remember? And she was like, no, I don't remember ever having a conversation with you.
I remember all my readings.
Super fucked up. Yeah.
Not while I'm not doing the reading. If I read somebody like 20 years ago, I won't remember. But when I sit down and look at them psychically, it all like comes right back.
Yeah, then that's what I was trying to get her to do. Like, can you look again? Because like I'm confused. And yeah. Well,
sometimes though you get like good stuff and like you tune into a different level and then like you can't achieve that again. Like it's sometimes you just hit something in a different place and it's hard to get back into that.
Yeah.
Psychic work is hard. She
was good. She was really good, but I don't know what happened to that. I have no idea. I can't go back to her. There's no going back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I kind of don't want to even know anymore.
Well,
too information overload. I'm cool with whatever happens next. I don't care anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I
like to be surprised.
I like to be in charge of my own destiny, and I feel like mine has been like controlled, and I hate that. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're free. You have free will." Where? Okay, like I've been like, okay, I've had some free will here and there. But I feel like, I don't know, this is where Gary might agree with me. I've just been steered into like this path. You're like, oh, I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is.
I sound like a crazy person when I start to try to explain it.
Because you can have, everything can be predetermined and you can have free will at the same time. It's not an easy, it's not an easy thing to comprehend for anyone.
And it's not easy to explain to anybody either.
No.
I get into arguments with folks when I just start bringing it up, and they're like, "Oh, so I was meant to have all this bad shit happen to me? Is that what you're saying?" And I'm like,
"Yeah, that's usually what I'm saying."
I don't know. I've had a lot of bad shit happen to me too, and it kind of made me who I am. I integrated it. It sucks that it was meant to be, but it happened. Like, what am I supposed to do about it? Can't go back in time and change anything. So you got to just integrate it into your system. Like, you have to be able to break it down and figure it out. Nobody has free will. I don't think I have free will. I don't. I feel like everything's been, that's why I bitch at my guides so much. I'm like, I know you guys are watching and laughing because I get mad.
I don't think they are, Nikki.
Well, they're not, maybe not laughing, but they're just fucking with me. It's like they're right there. Like, give me all the answers. Like, you're right there, and they're like,
that's not what. Yeah, but that's not.
Yeah, that's not what.
That's not. No, listen. We didn't come here to have anything. We're in a friggin' choose your own adventure. Okay, like alive. We're in the most realistic video game that
it is. It is.
Yeah, that's
there
all.
Are way more other dimensions out there. I sound. I know how I sound. All right, I don't care. But I was telling the guys at work yesterday that I remember, and I've had dreams where I was a black man, old as fuck too. I'm holding on to my like walker, and I'm all dressed in this pimped out suit because we went to a family wedding, and it was like the last time I was going to see any of them. And I remember looking up at like my grandkids, and I was just so proud of them. And everybody was we all had afros and we were pimped out, and it looked so cool. And I remember having lives where I was like, an Asian person. I was just in trouble all the time. And like, I was living in the villages. Like, I've never had dreams where I was like, oh, Marilyn Monroe, or I was the king of such and such. Never. And my boss, he's had lives before too, where he's been very powerful man. We're talking like Phoenician trade all the way down to like, now we're just like the regular village people. And I was like, you remember being strong and awesome. And like, that's how you like process things. Like, he was like, I'm fucking weirded out, but that makes sense. We talk about this stuff. Like, and I think it's weird to remember this shit. I think it's weird to remember. And I think it's a blessing and a curse at the same time. I think it's so I don't go crazy and like, I don't know, kill everybody or something. I don't know. Like, don't people go nuts? And it's like,
people who remember their past lives, it complicates things.
It does. It sucks.
It's there's a reason why we don't remember that stuff, because it just makes everything harder. Like you long for like other people through other places, experiences, because you remember them. Like, it just makes things harder.
Yeah.
So
next time it won't be like that. They're like, next time you won't remember. You're like, oh, thank you. But I think it's because I fucked up so bad, and I tend to fuck up a lot. But yeah, I think that's why I have to keep repeating everything. And if you see my chart, like all those retrogrades, like repeats, it's real. I don't know if I'm like special ed and just need like my hand held.
Everybody, no, we all have our things where we keep getting. Why do I keep having to learn this every single time? Like week to week, month to month, year to year. Like you fall into the same patterns and habits, and that's the karmic stuff that you came here to break. And everybody's got it. Everybody has something.
And it's true. It's true. I think it's all that Pisces stuff. It's all that Pisces energy. That's what it is.
I think that's where the nodes come in. I mean, Pisces too, for sure, Pisces. But I think the lunar nodes are very.
Oh, my lunar nodes are right on the galactic center, and it's anti-center. We don't talk about I think like the esoterics call it the silver gate, but I call it the anti-center.
Your south node,
like other
is on the galactic center.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like you're not even from here.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying to tell everybody that. I don't hang out here. This isn't my dimension.
No,
I hang out with the fun ones where we get to do cool stuff and magic and shit. And like here, there's like, oh, it's heavy. It's heavy. And everything's like super heavy, dense and emotional. And oh my God. Everybody, like, it's funny because I don't know, everybody, they're just babies. Most of y'all are just like little baby souls in your little bodies, and you grow up in these bodies. You think you become grown because you're an adult, but you're still just like a little baby in there. And I don't know, it's weird to talk about, but it makes me love everybody. Because I'm like, oh, look at all these little souls everywhere, and they're all just trying so hard. And they're like, look at me, I'm gonna make it past the finish line this time. And they all have goals, and they all have things they want to do. And I don't know, I think it's cute. I think it's cute at the same time. I'm like, aw, humanity, look at us. Like, I don't know, but I personally would rather be like a mermaid or, something cool.
I get to do that stuff too.
I'm going to have a couple burner lives, I think, blow off some steam. I guess.
Everybody's got we probably have tons of those GTA lives where we're just running around, pulling people out of cars and beating them to death.
Oh my God.
All of those.
I was telling Abby, you guys, this, and we were laughing at which I shouldn't laugh about it, but me and the guys at work were laughing about it. And there's this quadriplegic man, okay, who got arrested for murder. He was driving a car, quadriplegic guys, driving a car when he shot and killed somebody, 2 people, I think. Imagine his guys.
You mean paraplegic? He's got
paraplegic. Arms? No, quad, like all of them. Like,
so he doesn't have arms. Okay.
Doesn't have arms or legs, and he shot and killed 2 people while driving a car.
That's interesting.
That's what I said. And I was just like thinking about it, and I was like, imagine his guides are like, we took his fucking arms, we took his legs, and this motherfucker still shot and killed people. Like. Because I think the whole point is to not kill people while we're here, I mean, not the whole point, but love each other.
I do think that we came here to love each other and be loved and just experience love in different ways.
I don't think we're supposed to kill people, but I couldn't believe it. Oh my God. Anyway, I had I made up a whole story in my head about his guides, and I just thought, God, how come nobody's writing anything from like the guide perspective? We would have so many fun television show episodes
from like people.
Like, what's your person doing? Yeah, from a spirit guide perspective, what's your person doing?
They're for sure.
Oh my God, you should see what this guy does. Probably in like other.
That's probably very close to what's actually happening. We're all in a reality show. We're all just it's happening live. And we were probably at one point all watching it too. And we're like, oh, I want to try this one. I want to go in and be one of the, the like the drunks. I want to be the quadriplegic guy that shoots some, like we're,
Dude, I bet you that could be it. Yeah, you're right.
Because when you're on from what I understand, okay, from either spirits that when I did medium work or from pretty much everybody's near-death experience, they all say the same thing. Like there's definitely some viewing that's going on, and it's all just like, it's meant to be an experience for sure. I think a lot about this though, like how, because you're like, why would I wouldn't have agreed to do this. My daughter asked me not too long ago, just like a few weeks ago, she's like, I want to come back next time as a cat. I'm like, okay. She's like, do you want to come back with me? I'm like, all right, sure. She's like, okay, well, you can be the mom cat. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. And I realized like, that's probably about as much forethought as we put into the whole thing. And like on the other side, we're like, yeah, sure. Well, I'll go down there. Who cares? It's not a big deal. No big deal. Right. I'll go do Earth. Let's see. It's just quick. It's like, it's no time at all.
I know, they lured me. They were like, you like sex and drugs and alcohol and chocolate.
I don't think you got tricked into it, Nikki. I don't think.
No, I didn't. I don't know. I feel like
it was it was a decision.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I was like, it looks easy. I used to have nightmares about a lifetime where I had my head cut off. And I was telling a psychic about it. And I was like, what was up with that? And she goes, you thought it would be funny. Actually, she thought I was weird and like, I don't know. I was like, well, I could see myself being like, yeah, I want to die like that. Yeah.
There was this one indie somebody had bloody too. I can't remember her name. I think she was like an archaeologist or something. And I think they were in Iraq, and I think they ran over, like there was a IED or something, and the Jeep exploded, and I believe some of the people were killed, but she was terribly maimed. And she remembers, she said, it was me and like the spirit of this other person who was dead at that point. And like, we were looking over at our bodies and we were laughing. Like, oh my God, that's so ridiculous. Like, look at how, like, their bodies like all messed up. Like, and they were like, they thought it was funny. There's a lot of people who say something similar about like the humor aspect of how like, no, don't take any of it seriously. Like even when they're talking to God, or like, that's the best word they can come up with to say it. They're even saying like, God has, like everything's very funny. Like God is the greatest comedian. Like everything that comes out of this voice or this force is like hilarious. So I do think that there's probably some sort of, I don't think it's nearly as serious to the point where I even think that the idea, and I know this is pretty standard across culture, that like this is a school and we're supposed to be learning. There is probably some of that to it, but I don't know that. I do think it's more, why, and I wonder about this all the time because I don't watch dramas. I don't really like to watch movies at all. I don't like somebody else taking me on an adventure. I feel like, no, I'm going to make my own adventure, like do my own thing. But why do people watch? Why would you sit down and watch Schindler's List? Why would you do that to yourself?
I can't. No, I can't.
But that's just an example. Why would you watch any movie pick an independent movie that shit's going to make you cry? Why would you spend 2 hours and then like get done and be just depressed? Why would you watch Honey Boo Boo and just like watch like the train wreck of, people just being miserable and like, I can't get behind it. But it speaks to, or like a World War II movie and watching people just getting, executed or sniped. Why would you do that? For the same, that's the same mentality. Oh, I'm just going to do Earth real quick. It's just a quick little run around the block. You know what I mean? There's going to be like some horrible shit, but there's also going to be a bunch of cool stuff too. I'm sure you don't get the full effect of all the love and joy and bliss when you're in it all the time. Like sometimes that contrast, that polarity You know, when it rains every single day for 6 months and you finally see the sun, that little glimpse of sunlight, it feels completely different. And I think it's the same thing. Now, I don't know. I could be completely out of my mind. That is a very real possibility. But.
Yeah, same. But I've never met I've never met any spirit that was like, you have to escape. It's all like a lie. You have to get out of here.
Don't go to the light. It's a trap on the moon. It's going to suck your soul into it, and you'll have to reincarnate forever.
One time I was trying to relax and I was taking a nap, and I've been thinking about this guy I had stole CDs, as a couple CDs from. I felt terrible about it, you know, but I always wanted to listen to the fucking Grateful Dead. I never had it, so I was like, but it ruined the Grateful Dead because I stole it, and it was like I just attached like negative things to it. So I was like thinking about it, and the dude showed up like in my room and was talking to me about it, and he was laughing. He was like, I don't give a shit about it. He's like, I don't really care. He's like, you should listen to the Grateful Dead. It would probably like chill you out. And I was like, holy fuck, this is cool. And I had a whole conversation with him about how he died from a drug overdose in Florida. He was like some hooker stuff or whatever. He liked to hang out with like his old friends, like my brother and his friend group, because they were all like addicted to drugs, the same kind of shit he was into, and he liked the way it felt. And we just had a conversation about a bunch of stuff, and he was like gonna be waiting for, you know, basically my brother for when he goes. And I was like, wow, that's pretty heavy shit. And I come out of the trance and I'm like, well, this is just weird because not dead people just don't show up randomly, you know, and have conversations with you. And I had to look him up because I'm like, well, is he even really dead? Is this just one of those like things? Because this happened to Madame Blavatsky. I've read a lot of her
Why
work.
can't your soul come to you? Your soul is not like limited to a body. That's possible. You can bilocate.
Well, and okay. And that was an issue she had connecting with souls who told her that they were dead and they weren't dead. But he had told, like, he had obviously passed. And I had to think about how to spell his last name or any of it, because it had been years since I'd seen this person. Try to spell that. Oh my God, his last name was like Shavina, and it started with a K.
Oh, that'd be tricky. Sure.
It was tricky, but I found his obit, and he did die in Florida.
Okay.
And I was like, well, that's enough. It's enough and weird ass investigating for me. It kind of confirmed everything. And I was like a little freaked out, but he was trying to talk me into doing this more, you know, like, why don't you think you can do this? And I'm like, because I'm if I want to do mediumship, it needs to be evidential. And if I can't pull somebody and get actual evidential information from this person, like, then why would I do it? You know, I didn't have that conversation with him, but I thought about it later. And I'm like, well, like, he kind of gave me evidence, but I don't know. It's weird. I've never been able to do that again. I'm like, okay, well.
You definitely have it in you to, you know, like, you have all the mediumship skills and stuff. But the hardest part for any medium is overthinking. And if you are a very logical person, you're always trying to like solve problems. Mediumship is extremely difficult because you have to completely check out. You gotta basically be able to get into another world and shut your ego down, shut your mind down, and just let it all come to you. So I don't know. I would think that would be difficult for you. It's like next to impossible for me. I'm
super sensitive. You guys, I was crying about a goddamn John Cena video today. Okay. John Cena hugged some guy with cancer. And did you know that he's done the most Make-A-Wish Foundation visits ever than anybody else in the whole like thing?
That's
like,
cool.
Any other celebrity? I used to tell my kids John Cena was their real dad. Okay, that was a joke. It was a joke, obviously, because my son was into wrestling. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a crush on John Cena, you guys. But the fact that he does that kind of shit and helps, like, it had me bawling. A fucking 1.5 minute video. I was just bawling. I messaged him like,
I watched remember I told you because you were bummed out the other day, and I was like, go watch funny cat videos. Well, that's what I do when I've pushed my brain and my eyes to the point where I can't look at anything. I'm like seeing fuzzy. Everything looks fuzzy, and I just can't do anything else. Sometimes I'll sit and I can't even meditate because I can't, like, like it's not possible. Sometimes I'll just sit and watch some funny cat videos with Alice, but some videos will come on and like, you know, somebody giving someone a hug and I'll like burst into tears. That stuff happens to me all the time. As a matter of fact, a lot of those videos that I send you, like I probably was crying like when I was sending it to you.
I laughed at the Jesus Christ one though. I laughed so hard. I was like, that is so cool.
Right now on my Telegram, it's still showing on my computer screen. I can see it when I'm listening to your message and I'm just watching Jesus like fly up and you can see like the jet trails behind him. It's hilarious. It's great. So anybody who says that AI is like bad in a way, so you haven't seen the Jesus video of him skateboarding. That's what I will tell you, because that's exactly why that's why we have AI, in case you don't know.
Yeah. It is the best. It actually put me in a really good mood. So
yes.
I don't know. I've never had a spirit come to me and be upset. They've never been the ones crying. They've never been.
No,
never. They're calm. They're usually just like, whoa, like what's up with all of you guys? Like, you don't take it so seriously. Did you know that you could just chill out? It'll be okay.
That's why I am real skeptical.
Like, wow. Yeah. Sometimes I'm like,
some of these psychics who go into these houses and they're like, oh, old man Jenkins, you know, he died in a fire and that's why he's kicking your cat down the stairs. I think this is when it comes to like things lying to you. Like, that's not what happens to dead people. Dead people, I'm telling you right now, they don't get stuck in the house. That's not the actual soul. Like, what that is like it's like a
residual energy, right?
Kind of, yeah. But I don't even think that it's that. I think most of the time, if you have a spirit that is like causing problems, I don't think it even is. I think it's one of these jinn or like a demonic entity, and it basically takes that character. So like whatever that thing is that hangs out with the body, it's like a sock. It's like an old sock, like a snake skin, but it appears to, you know, move around and do stuff, and it only comes in and out. They're not intelligent. They're not like they're just not. It's like this old residual shit. But demons or jinn or whatever you want, some of the asshole ones will take that and they kind of wear it like a suit. And they'll pretend to be old man Jenkins or Timmy that, you know, drowned in the well or whatever it is. And they'll just fuck with you, but it's not really. So they're like, oh, I helped, you know, Steve go into the light. Steve got sucked into the light. People don't got a choice. You get sucked into the fucking light, dude. It's not like that mechanism is way beyond, you know, just you being able to fuck off while your body, is like gone. Like, it doesn't work that way. And that's why what you just said, Nikki, is true. None of the spirits ever come to you and be like, oh, I'm not at rest. I have to blah, blah, blah. No, they're blissed out. They're like, oh my God, this was amazing. I'm so glad. Like, this was my best day ever. Like, tell my family there's like literally nothing to worry about. They all say the same thing. Now, I have never gone into a house. I've done, I started doing paranormal investigations since 1999. That's when I've done them all over the world. I have never, not a single solitary time, encountered a spirit of a dead person who was like causing problems. It's never an actual soul of a human being. It's always one of these entities, and they're real good at faking it. You know, that's why the Ouija board lies to you. When you go on the Ouija board and it'll tell you, like, it'll give you this whole big history. It tells you your name, tells you, oh, this is how I died. Blah. They're just messing with you. It's not real. Like, they'll tell you whatever. They just want to hang out and, you know, get attention. They'll play Monopoly and Yahtzee with you. If you hold out your hand with some dice, you're bored, you want to try it out. You got a demon, you got a creep. Like, you know, one of these things is a djinn looking at you. You've got a shadow person in your bathroom, like totally creeping on you when you're taking a shower. Tell it to play Yahtzee with you. Get some dice, have it blow on the dice, have it like, you know, do its little thing. It'll kick your ass at any board game that uses dice. I promise you it will. Because they're not dead people. They're not souls. Souls are connected to God. They are a part of God. Like, it doesn't get stuck here. That's not what that is. I'm ranting and I'm sorry.
No, you're I think I agree with all of that. I've run into some things that I'm like, that's not a people. That's not a people energy. No. That's weird. What are you? And they usually run away. They don't ever stick around long. And
those things, okay. Yeah, no, they get out because they're afraid of you. Human beings have spiritual power, and we are the most powerful in a spiritual state. So that is why an exorcist in, you name the language or the culture or whatever it may be, they can go in and use the name of their gods or their scriptures and cast out any demonic entities or any type of negative entities. It doesn't matter if you're using Jesus or Krishna or whoever you're using, because it's not about the deity. It's about you, your own soul, your own connection to God and your own divinity. And like that, it's a different energy. And like they will freak out, they will run, they will get out of there.
Yeah, that land spirit, that weird thing on the Columbia River Gorge, that was the only thing that never ran away from me. And that freaked me out because it was like kind of confrontational. And I want to go back so bad. I saved like the house. I saved where it all is. I think they won't rent it out to me though, because of what happened. I'm kind of on their ban list. So I have to find somebody else to rent it through Airbnb. But I want to go back and I want to do like a paranormal investigation. And I want to like,
it probably wouldn't work this time. You probably you've developed a lot of your skills and your confidence and whatever. And it might get like run away from you at this point.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. That one was just a bastard. It fucked with us so hard. Like nobody smoked any pot. Okay. But the whole house smelled like it, like a skunk, like it was bad. And it was the fear I had. I was like, everybody smoke outside, everybody la la la. And you could open up all the windows and it got stronger and stronger. And the woman who was going to come pick up the keys was coming any minute. So I got banned, obviously. So, but I want to go back.
Should have been like, oh, it's not me. There's a demon in your house and it's totally.
Yeah, try to explain that to people. They don't freaking listen. Besides, the two old people that own the house were already pissed off at them because they're like, they just want to make money. They don't even know what they have here. They had fruit trees. Like you could have a whole farm. Like you could just totally excommunicate from society there. It was amazing.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, I might go back. I'm thinking about it. I want to do some paranormal investigating, actually. Either there or the Appalachians. I don't know. I gotta figure it out. You're like, don't do it. Yeah, I think I should. I gotta see it to believe it. I want to know. Is it real? Like, is it AI? Is it like AI making these things happen? And
no,
fake videos?
See some of that stuff. So jinn are different. Jinn are not nearly as physical. But there are things out there that are much more physical and can literally like pick you up and take you. So, and I know and I've beat the dead horse. I'm not gonna beat it again now, but just be safe. That's what I will tell you. Because there's real things out there that are not just like, ethereal. We're about at an hour. You guys, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you to everyone. Trish, Uma Stellar. I know I keep forgetting. I may have told them already, but Michael, if you don't know, Uma in Sumerian means victory. So that's cool. Ancient Star Wisdom's with us today. Who else do we got? Whirl of Bliss, I believe. The Chels. Saw a bunch of it. Yeah. Randy 152 is in here. So thank you guys so much. We will be back same time, same place. Always on Wednesdays. We are never going to do another non-Wednesday. Except Alif Mark we might live stream her Heliacal Rising. It's on a Saturday, but that's not the same thing. That's her workshop that she's going to be doing. The date is on the Sidereal International website. If you go to the events page, it's definitely going to be on there. We may do that, but that's not really exactly the same. But otherwise, Wednesdays, 11 a.m., we're here every single week. Not to hear ourselves talk, mind you. We have all these conversations all the time. We're here for you.
I got way off track too. I didn't even touch on any of the stuff I wrote down at all.
I saw you looking at notes. It looked like you were.
I tried. I didn't keep track of it. Like I went off on a tangent a few times.
We usually tangent. That's a big part of it. But I have fun, and I just want you guys all to know that I love you, and I hope that you have the best year ever. May all of your dreams come true. Vote for Pedro. And then I guess that's it. Is there anything else? Am I missing anything?
I think we're good. Yeah, I think you got it all.
All right, awesome. Well then, we're gonna go and We'll see you next time.
Bye,
Silima.
guys.
Maybe if I can. Oh.
Real sky burning slow, ancient currents start to flow. Stars don't bind, they breathe, they move. Cosmic rhythm we can prove. Temple fire, midnight sea. Sky runs through you, runs through me. Magic mystery, move with the celestial sea. Real sky rising wild and free, flowing cosmic harmony. Magic mystery, move with the celestial sea. Real sky rising wild and free, flowing cosmic harmony. Planets